What's up? 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 Can everybody hear me? Everybody hear me in the chat? I hope I'm coming in loud and clear this time around. We're not gonna have any hiccups. We did the work in the back end to make sure it's not that way. Can you hear me? Let me know. Give me something. Maybe. Good. We good, gang. Loud and clear. Very good. I think I was on delay for a second. Go Birds, that's right. Go Birds indeed. Go Birds indeed. I hope everybody's doing well. We have a couple of things to cover before we get into the DFS stuff. But any kind of DFS related questions, betting related questions, or any thoughts, feelings, comments, concerns you want to share about the upcoming card, lay them on me. I'm here. Now, a couple of things, weigh-in wise. Eduardo Mora and Kong Wang decided that they were just going to fight at a catchweight, which I'm cool with. I think that is worse for Eduardo Mora than it is for Wang, though. I think that Eduardo Mora, somebody who gets tired anyway, obviously having a bad weight cut, gonna hurt, absolutely gonna hurt. Did Hunter actually shave his head, or was I duped? I don't even know what that means. Hearing you loud and clear, sure. Thank you, thank you. Thank you to the people who are already tuning in on Twitch as well. I appreciate that. Some people were there and then they skedaddled, but looks like we got a good amount of people over there, so that's what's up. Also, Muin Gafarov. I'm a little worried, not gonna lie. Coming in £1 million overweight is not a good look for somebody in such a small weight class. You guys think that Muin Gafarov gasses early? Because I think that's very, very possible. On FanDuel, Kuniev and Almeida are both priced under the average salary per player by a little bit. If building a bunch of lineups, would you lock one of them into each of the lineups? Yeah, I think 100% exposure to that fight is not crazy at all. Not crazy one bit. Whoever wins will get the dub at underdog pricing, so it should hit value. I totally agree. Just watched back the Curtis Blades Kuniev fight and forgot Blades tore his ACL in the first round. He didn't fight like that after, though. Like, Blades still gave a good account of himself. What's up? What's up with you? What's up with you? Trying to press me? I'm joking. So, also, the Said Nurmagomedov, as a lot of you know if you're on Twitter, gassed out before the fight even started. So, we end up getting a short notice replacement debutante who also missed weight, but we give him that grace. Also, are you just going to have a ton of Basharat in your lineups? Like what percentage? I think Javid Basharat, that is a must play. I think Fareed Basharat you don't touch with a 10-foot pole when it comes to DFS, but Javid Basharat at his price relative to what his betting line is, I don't see how you don't have near 100% exposure. You got to get at least overweight to the field. And if you don't know what overweight to the field is, that means whatever the projection is. So let's say that we project that the field is going to play 60% Javid Basharat. You want to be overweight to that. Do you watch other content? How much does that consider, or do you take that into consideration on your opinions? Not often. And when I first started, I would watch a lot of people's stuff, but over the last like maybe 2.5 years, I've pretty much stopped watching it across the board. Largely because it would influence the way that I was looking at the fights, and I just don't need that. Just don't need that at all. All right, so we're going to get into building some lineups then. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through this the way we typically would. Essentially, your underdogs you need to make everything work salary-wise. If you got to penny pinch a little bit, it's fine. Tricky Waters? What's that? What's Tricky Waters? I'm heavy on Jalton round 1 sub. Kuniev gave up his back in the opening fight. I could see Jalton Almeida getting hooks in early. He did give up his back when he was trying to crawl over to the fence. Ultimately got back up to his feet. Curtis Blades didn't have a chance to get him back to his back. But yeah, that was a little worrisome. Hold on. Before we get into these, I'll read some more. What the F is FanDuel and DFS? You have a lot to learn. Little guy. Just learned Arlovsky is a cancer survivor. Big up Andre Arlovsky. Big up the champ. We making money on Kuniev. I've been told I'm crazy. I've been told I'm crazy all week. I'm a madman because I'm picking Rizvan, Kuniev to win. But he looked good. You saw the little bit of ab definition there, much more than the debut. Thoughts on MMA Guru? I don't have any. And I don't mean that as disrespect. They just genuinely don't have any. All right, so we're going to start by looking at some of the value plays. Again, plays at 8,000 and below. Jakub Vikwac. Yeah, I was saying during the predictions video that I just don't think there's enough juice there. I think that Jakub Vikwac is really just kind of like spamming these guillotines and body kicks like he did against Pat Mix, and that shouldn't be enough to beat Muin Gafurov, because if these guillotines don't work, you just end up on your back, and you can't have that against a strong grappler like that. Kuniev back on the sauce? God, I hope so. But you have to have him in value play consideration. I would recommend being underweight to the field, but not completely Xing him out of your lineups because Muin Gafurov missed weight. And if he's getting chewed up to the body and he gets tired late, it's going to be bad biscuits and he might get finished. Why are you not touching Basharat with a 10-foot pole? Fareed Basharat, that is, because I think he has a tough matchup against Jan Matsumoto. I think he's going to be able to get maybe a takedown per round and kind of ride out the round, but I don't think it's conducive to a high scoring ceiling at all. Got it, wrote it down so I don't forget. Thanks. You got it, boss. What do you think about the weight misses? So we talked about that a little bit earlier. So with the Wang Kong, and Eduardo Mora, I think if anything, it hurts Mora more because of that grappling heavy style and obviously a bad weight cut. And then for the debutant that's stepping in to fight Basharat, he's Mexican. He's going to give you a good account. He's going to fight for your money each and every time. So I'm not really too worried about that. Really, the only one I'm worried about is Muin Gafurov. I think Muin Gafurov is a little sus. So I'm not saying completely go against him this week. I'm not changing the pick, but I do think that Vikwac, value play consideration, of course. Walker and Jacoby ITD, it feels that way. I went back and watched more Julius Walker fights, or at least watched the fights back, and if he gets touched, he might just go down. But he's young, he's strong, he's obviously got a good chin, never been knocked out before, so I think he's live. Does it hurt Mora? Yeah, absolutely. Mora. And we're taking a trip out to Bora Bora when we win all this money. Bruno Brazil, sitting at 7,800. Not interested. No, thank you. Rizvan Kuniev, absolutely. Jalton Almeida has no hands. No hands at all. He's like a broken watch. Eldion Souza plus Wang, more than confident. Yeah. I agree. Great work on your part as well. We're going to get there. But Rizvan Kuniev, I think I've said it to anybody who will listen. I think that he's going to be able to stuff takedowns here. And if Jalton Almeida gets 2 or 3 takedowns stuffed, I think he's just looking for a way out. I can't lie, he scared the shit out of me when you started cooking with the Walker pick. The Walker pick? Oh, yeah. Julius Walker. I totally agree. My mind went to Walter Walker. I was like, wait a minute. Priscilla Cachoeira, I know that she's getting some love publicly because of the power, but I'm not interested either. Julius Wolf, we're talking about DFS. The man broke the slate last time out with 119 points, even at 9,400. You take that all day long. I think those multiple takedown upside is going to give him a lot of ceiling for this slate relative to what a lot of the rest of this card looks like. I think Vikwac is the right side. The straights will catch Muin, and he will get subbed in a scramble. Very, very possible. Very, very possible. How many lineups do you build per week? Well, is it build or play? Because I'll build 1 million and only play a few. Most of the time, I'm relegating myself to like single entry at this point. Walker is going to fry me and I'm terrified. Don't give me too much credit for that. Not yet. I thought I had the parlay signed, sealed, delivered. Then I saw the breakdown video. Hey, I'm just a man. It's just words. You never know. Looking into the future, I don't see how O'Malley stays relevant once all these tough 35ers get closer to the ranks. I don't know. I think Sean O'Malley showed last time out that he's still got quite a bit of juice. But speaking of juice, at 7,500, I think Julius Walker is absolutely fine. I think that he's going to get touched up here. I think that he's going to get taken down late in this fight. I just don't like that style over 5 rounds against somebody as technically sound as Mario Bautista. So if you want to play him, fine, go do that, but not for me. Promised Land, thank you for the follow on Twitch. It means a lot. The Twitch follows mean a lot because I'm just a baby over there. Like YouTube, we kind of have our base, but on Twitch, we're just getting our sea legs underneath us, if you know what I mean. I think Kong KO 2-3. Yeah, totally agree. I don't think she knocks her out in the first round, but I think as Mora starts to slow down, I think she's gonna get lined up, kind of like you saw with in Kong Wing's debut against Victoria Leonardo. Just lined her up with that right hand. Mikey O KO 2-3. I don't know about that. I think he's very live for that first round KO. But if you want to take a small shot after you win with Kong, it's later in the card. Why not? House money at that point. Somebody in the chat was asking, I think during the waiting period before we even started, that Jan Matsumoto's picking up some steam. If you're still here, tell me why. You're like, oh, the person said something like, oh, like I'm really liking Matsumoto more throughout the week. Why? Tell me why. I'm not all that interested. I know the BJJ black belt and he's competing against a guy who's not very dangerous, but at the same time, I think that he just gets controlled for most of the fight. And I think that'll do it for the value plays. I really just like 3 of them this week. I think you're going to have to live in that mid-range. And we'll start building lineups in just a second, but I'm going to answer some more questions in the chat. Dustin wins for sure. Why back an unproven, unimpressive wanker over a proven vet? Is it wanker or wanka? Wanka. I just think that the younger athlete is going to be able to get to that body lock position and get takedowns here. Do you have a Patreon on YouTube? No, I don't use Patreon. I use Patreon. But if you want to support the channel, there is a $1 channel membership. I see some channels out there asking for $6, $7, $10 just for the channel membership on YouTube that doesn't do anything. That's crazy. I have the $1. So if you want the cool belt when you comment, it changes colors over time, like you progress through the ranks, that's on there. But if you do want to support the channel another way, you can go on WeWantPicks.com, linked in the description, and not in a pinned comment, not for this, but linked in the description is my code, $10 a month. Gets you all the good stuff. We've smacked the first 2 cards as far as betting goes, not just me, but the other guys on the channel as well. Peep my donation, brother. Sorry, man. I think you donated last time too, and I just don't see it when I have it open up this way. Okay, here we are. Thank you. Thank you, 5. I'm going to take a look now. I know Julius is young with grappling, but Jacoby has fought so many top 15 guys. He's got some of the best boxing in light heavyweight, and Julius's stand-up is ugly. It is very ugly. He's got like that iCarly kind of stand-up for sure, but I think that he's just going to sell out to get to that body lock, and you have to think that he's getting better at a rapid rate at 26 years old, especially in that training environment that he's in. UFC promotional military industrial complex is powerful. Look at the last 2 events. How many people thought Patty and Diego would win, chugging the Kool-Aid? I mean, I was sipping that Kool-Aid, I guess. Do you ever lock a fight in all your lineups, like play both sides? Both sides? No. Unless you're playing cash games, which we'll build for in just a second. But I'm not locking both sides of a lineup in multiple lineups. Mihal by whatever he wants, round 1 execution. It feels that way. I feel like he's going to spin that jaw. And Almeida strike, bro. Every time I look up, he's grounded. No, he can't strike. Not worth a damn. I would only bet Matsumoto plus 3.5. I think that's a strong bet, actually, depending on what the line is. If it's anything better than like minus 150, which it should be, I think that Matsumoto plus 3.5 is not bad at all. Keep my donation. I did, and I am sorry for missing. I'm sorry you have to remind me. I'll be better than that. I'll be better for you. That was me. I just hate Basharat, and I'm willing Matsumoto to win. Okay, there you go. Rizvan by KO, second round. He'll endure the grappling, makes the reads, and finds Jalton's chin. I like that. I like that a lot. Should bring back Kuhn at DFS tournament. You know, it's funny. I learned the other day that one of the people who follow me over on Twitter works in like revenue operations over at DraftKings. So I shot him a DM and asked like, what's up with the partnerships? Can you help me out? And he did say that he would, it's not his lane specifically, but he would look into it for me. Because ideally what I would do is like, I don't know if you guys play NFL DFS, but like Al Zeidenfeld or Al Smizzle, he runs like rake-free contests on DraftKings for NFL. So I'd love to do the same thing for you guys here and be able to keep the money in the community like we're Amish. Plus, I'm going with the Brazilian. Yeah, Love Villain and Karate Kid 5. I feel that. 67. I don't know what that means. Kunith with the 67 lore. I appreciate that. I think I appreciate that. Yeah, he's gonna KO Almeida when he couldn't KO older Blades. Are you dumb, bro? I don't know about that. It's your UFC debut. Give the man some grace. Also, Curtis Blades knocked out Jalton Almeida with the lightest shots you've seen from a heavyweight. So I don't know about all that. Still can't believe he disrespected Volk last weekend. So much disrespect. So much disrespect. You won me near enough thousands with your insight. Appreciate you, brother. Thanks, 5. I appreciate that. I'm gonna heart that one. Sorry, didn't mean to say playing both sides. I mean one fighter from the fight in all of your lineups, whether it's the favorite or the underdog. Oh, like locking in 100% ownership on somebody. I don't think it's crazy, depending on what you're doing. Like this week, I think Javid Basharat is one of those 100% kind of guys. Keep us posted. I absolutely will. I know, right? Made so much money off of Volk. It was beyond easy money. Nothing changed. Lucky KO got him to lose. Yeah. Sure you're wealthy. Kidding. Joking. Relax. How about Vasquez as dog and leverage? No. No. I mean, it's good leverage. You're playing the game, which is cool, but I don't think that's happening. Bet Sam's a good capper. Also on We Want Picks. How you feeling about the Bautista line drop? I don't know. It's kind of sus. I don't know what people are seeing, but again, I bang this drum as often as people will listen to it. You don't got to be betting on these main events. Like you're betting against the best fighters on the slate. I wouldn't recommend that you do that. I wouldn't recommend that you do that at all. Doing this joint, We Want Picks. How much they give you? You mean like as far as compensation? Nothing. Hey guys, I'm Kunith. All right. I don't know what that's all about. Kuniev steal the card. Feels that way. In 20 max, you said you would lock Basharat. Yeah, 20 max. Let's make some lineups. I got you. So we'll start by making what I think would be the quintessential cash game lineup, right? So this would be the cash game core. This is how I would approach cash if I were in your shoes, and cash 50-50s, head-to-heads, double-ups. Honestly, long-term, probably better as far as DFS goes, and maybe even other sports, or MMA DFS, excuse me, and maybe even extending that to other sports. But for your cash games this week, I think you can get away with stacking the main event. Both guys are going to have their moments at least early. I think it makes it out of the second round. I don't think it goes the full 5 rounds, but I don't think he's going to get finished here at 6,900. All you need him to do is score like 30 DraftKings points, if that, and that opens up so much in the rest of this lineup, like 89-66, right? So now we can come up here, kind of live in this mid-range where you have like Sosa. If you want to get away from stacking the main event, though, and try to, I wouldn't say capture a safer floor, but try to maybe not get caught with 2 losers in the lineup, and you want to grab somebody that's real cheap down here. I think Matsumoto at 7,200. Again, this is for cash games. I think it's totally fine. And then you can come up here to somebody like Michal Lexichuk at 9,100. You trot this out in cash games, go make the money, and then come back to me and say, hey, Kunith, thanks for making me the money in cash games. You've been warned. Let's see what people are saying. Hold on. I gotta catch up. I bet Kuniev against Blades still feel violated. Yeah, he definitely won the second and third round. I rewatched it for like the 3rd time today. When more people start watching, I'm going to miss your chat, so just keep that in mind. Thank you, Kunith said that as I was typing it. Okay, let's move. I haven't told you this before. The beard powerful bro Greek god-esque. Sometimes. If I first wake up, it's not. It's fake, though. It's fake. I think the play was either Volk decision or KO by Lopez last week. Absolutely. First time in the live stream, been watching you for over a year. My MMA GOAT. Love you, King. Love you more. Line hasn't moved that much. I saw something weird earlier. I could be wrong. Is Javid fight off? No, it's not. He got a short notice replacement debutante gift, even though Saeed Nurmagomedov probably would have gassed out against him, but I think it was a tougher fight. Only disagree on the Walker pick. Think he gets starched? Very possible. Possible. Mario looked bigger, bro. That's my only worry, too. He did look bigger. I think people expected Vinicius Oliveira to look bigger, but Vinicius Oliveira also looked like a skeleton on the scales, so there's that. What's the difference with a cash game? So your cash games pay out, the top get paid out, and it's going to be the same payout no matter how many points are scored, right? Just the top 5 highest scoring lineups will get paid out. So if everybody put in $5 to be in that contest, the winners of that contest are going to get $10 each. So you're doubling up on your money. So you're picking the debutante or Basharat? No, Basharat for sure. Oh, people are answering your question in the chat. Okay, now it's moving way faster than I thought. Can I make this smaller so I can see it? Okay, hold on. Ah. You guys can't see what I just did, but I just made my life a whole lot easier. Not in an offensive way, but what is your ethnicity? It's very ambiguous, isn't it? One of my parents is white, one of my parents is black. First time catching a live, what's good, brother? What's good? You tell me what's good. Curtis is getting dominated 8 times out of 10. Almeida continues domination. Yeah, he was getting tossed around. I don't know if he was getting dominated, but he was definitely getting outheld. Felt like there were parallels between last week's main event and this week's. Tell me more. This type of card be mostly KOs? Maybe. Let me go back here. Let's open this up. So going across, we see a knockout in the Vic Watch Gaffarov fight. Kong Wang is going to knock her out. Basharat by decision because that's what he do. Souza decision. Price for Veretennikov probably goes the distance as well. Donchenko KO though. Walker Jacoby could end in a KO. Basharat Matsumoto, Barrio Mikey O, yeah, of course, that's a KO. Kuniev Almeida, I think that's a knockout one way or the other. Horiguchi Albazi, I think goes the distance. And then I think, yeah, we do get a KO at the top. Well, that's something. Saigula going low owned is going to be a huge winner this week. I think so. I love you, no homo. Man, why don't you take the last 2 off? Really mean your love. Hey, Kunith, first live. What's up? Almeida line is all over the place. Does Kunith really make some money this week? I guess anyone with a regular job can also do this. Nothing's stopping you. Do we know anything about the debutante? I know that he's Mexican. That's it. So I'm a little scared for Basharat. Tsunami of pubes, thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. Don't unfollow and follow again. I'd never want to say that ever. Why don't you put Basharat in your cash lineup? I mean, your problem. That's not a bad idea. That's not a bad idea at all. Can't believe you're 55. Yeah, 55 years young. Can you go through which fights have the highest output? How do you mean output? Any thoughts on Dana White's Contender Series, Dustin Rose? I don't know who that is. He's not 55. I'll put 1,000 on that. You'd lose that 1,000, young man. My lock was Jalton Almeida. Now you're giving me doubt. Sorry. How old are you? Yeah, maybe. He's Mexican. Let's bet the house then. Low key. Unith Live. What up, D? What do you think about the Nico Price fight? I think he sucks. Yeah, Nico Price does kind of suck. I think that he actually gets held down for a lot of this fight. I think Nikolai Veretennikov is going to come in, wrestling heavy game plan, get him to the mat, keep him there. Kunith, you getting ready for Ramadan? No, I don't celebrate Ramadan. He's a baby, people. Kimmy, you don't know that. Stacking value into Kuniev and Walker is killing me. Feel that. Highest output meaning highest strikes thrown, like most fast paced. So I think that the Obviously, like the main event, there should be a good amount of volume on both sides. I think one of the sneakier fights as far as volume goes, though, is Souza in Brazil. I think you're going to get a lot of strikes on both sides of that matchup. Claudia Saigula versus Cachoeira, unless Cachoeira gets taken down. But apart from that, I don't know if you're going to see too many strikes flying this week. You guys want the script? Message me. Been placing parlays in this guy's comment section. Been hitting since October last year. I don't got much to say. Just tell me if you just put it in the chat for all that. Why not? He's not 55. Don't lie to these people. Veretennikov, a good GPP pivot? I would say so. Kong KO live? Absolutely. Absolutely. Walk-off, good point. Good point. You had me in the first half. Did you see the price fight is set to over 1.5? Feels like free real estate, eh? Yeah, I don't. To your point, Jacoby didn't even take him out in the first round, and Veretennikov, I feel like he struggles to get mosquitoes out of his house. Really hard to get excited about this card, women's MMA. Shake my head. I promise you, brother, the women's MMA fights will be the better fights on this card. People will be like, oh, women's MMA, and then, you know, sit up in their seat to get ready to watch Taliesin Teixeira and Tai Tuivasa. Tax season is here. And for some people, that's a good thing. For some people, it's not a good thing. Does Almeida open up with his usual kick, double leg? If he does, he's finished. Who's your favorite price play or play price considered that's not Basharat? Oh. Let me see something. Nah. Probably Michal Lexachuk. I have no idea how to play DFS. I've only ever made parlays with your picks. Do you have any how-to content on your channel for a newbie? I actually do. It's called How to Play DFS. If you go on my YouTube channel, it should be under a playlist called Strategy, and you'll see all that in there. Here's a tip. Almeida's going to take a dive, low-key. The Russians got him in their pocket. But betting that line, you're a degen for the Nico Price fight, I guarantee you. Can't find the DFS app, only soup. Sometimes there's only soup. Maybe you gotta get out of the soup aisle. Kunith taught me how to play DFS years ago. Now I'm the best. I was like your Raz Al Ghul, yeah? Give me a goddamn parlay or I'll tell the freckled salamander Kunith did not make some money this week. Don't call him that. He has a name. He's like 40. Is a pull and a half. Not a pull and a half. It's who I am. Bautista, Vic Watch, Kong. Do your dance. All right, now I'm going to build some tournament lineups. Now, with the tournament lineups, one thing that we've talked about before was leaving salary on the table, right? It's a good way for you to get different. It is. I don't know if it's the meta, though. And I'll show you. There's a DFS look back tool on WeWantPicks.com that'll show you the optimal lineups for the previous slates. Last week, you see like BSD, Dotmar Fan, Malkoon, Rufy, the Nakamura, Lawrence Liu, which, by the way, for all three of the Road to UFC fights to end up on the optimal lineup is such a kick in the nuts. So ridiculous. You're like, I don't know who these people are. I'm not going to play them. And then they end up rocking you. But you'll see here, 50,000 salary. All salary, not a drop left. We talked about on this very live last week, Will Salkeld kind of unplayable at that price at 9,700. He runs through Jamie Millark. He makes it look easy, not a scratch on him, but it's not enough. It's really not enough. And that's kind of how I feel about like Donchenko this week at 9,600. But look, so here again, optimal lineup, $50,000 spent. We go back to the prior week. Gaethje Pimblett, optimal lineup, $50,000 spent. We're not leaving salary on the table this week. Can't be done. It won't be done. So let's go ahead and build ourselves a $50,000 lineup. Let's see what we end up with. So Basharat, that's your cooking base, right? That's your cooking base. I'm going to put Mario in there as well. 82.25 left per fighter. So I think we will end up having some salary left over potentially. Let's come down here and grab some of the value plays. Let's get Kuniev, grab us some Walker. 88.50 left over per fighter. Claudia Saigula. And now with 9,100 left over, we've left no salary on the table. And with the first lineup I've built you the optimal lineup. Go ahead, all of you, enter this in the contest. Let's all chop up the winnings. All right? Things change. How confident are you in a Horiguchi win? Oh my gosh. How could I not be? How could I not be? I think somebody's trying to break in. Give the kids who like Almeida a look. Certainly. Let's go ahead and go back. So again, Basharat, I think it's just a non-negotiable at this point with your tournament lineups. We're going to grab Gelton Almeida. 8,300 left over. I'll throw in some Vic Watch in there. A little spice with the Vic Watch. Not bad in my opinion. I think we'll take Julius Walker here with this one. And we come back here again. Claudia Saigula 8,600 just seems really hard to pass up given all the advantages she has here. Athleticism, youth, hand speed, especially that grappling as well. She gets that body lock. It's over. It's a wrap. And I don't care who Priscilla Cachoeira posts pictures with. She's standing next to Amanda Nunes and looks like she's never grappled before. I'm tired of people being like, well, this person trains with this person, so they must be better. We watched Maurice Green and Dontel Mays train alongside John Jones for years. Years. So, Claudia Saigula, 8,600, 9,100 left over. Absolutely fine with this. Gafarov or a value play. Little Vic Watch Gilly action. Yes, it's me. I'm outside. I thought you were in the soup aisle. Saigula is terrible. How about that? Kunith must be a pimp on a blimp. I like that so far. To say the women's fights are better on this card. Who's the best girly fight then? I think that the Cachoeira Saigula fight is a scrap. I think Kong Wang's going to look very impressive. And I think that the Ketlin Souza Bruna Brazil, if Bruna Brazil's not on her bike the whole time, can be fun. I do think it could be a lot of fun. The improvements Saigula made last time were actually really impressive. I totally agree. Totally agree with Oliveira. Let's say you went with Kuniev. That you came up here to, I'm going to go with Basharat again. 8,800 left over. I think at this point, playing somebody like, let's go with Ketlin Souza just to see what it gets us up to. It's still going to put us in this range up here in Kong. And now if you want to come here with 9,000 left over to Basharat, I mean, you can. But in a situation like this, I would probably just pivot down to Baratenikov, hoping that he gets takedowns every round and hits that scoring ceiling. Brazil get any love? I don't think so, man. Like when I was watching their fight side by side, I saw a lot of opportunities for Bruna Brazil, especially with the body kick, step and knee. She's taller, she's longer. I think she has better footwork. I think she moves laterally a lot better. But there's just not enough volume there, and there's not enough violence with the hands. I think when she lands punches, not much happens. If she lands kicks, that could be a different story. But I think Ketlin Souza has just got a bit more ferocity. Let's see here. I never caught you live. Just wanted to tell you, not via comment like normal. You're the fucking GOAT. Thank you. Thank you. Excuse my language. But thank you for the 5, brother. I appreciate that. Appreciate that bigly. Script, Almeida's going to lose. Farid's going to win. Michal Lexichuk's going to win. Etc. For the rest, message me. All right. I'll send you an Olive Garden gift card if you spill the rest of the beans. LFA fights have been good tonight. That's what's up. I think a moneyline play on Brazil isn't terrible. If you were to better, you should have. Anyone below 7,500 that you're feeling optimistic about? Let's see. Whoa. Wasn't even anything bad that I just showed you, but I'm trying to get better with the clicks. Make sure that I'm not showing anything on screen that I don't need to or not supposed. Under 7,500. Under 7,500? No. No. Vasquez, I mean, for as cheap as Vasquez is, just to think about it, right? Because Fareed Basharat hasn't been able to finish anything. As far as I'm concerned, he can't finish a season at Peaky Blinders. So 6,500 for Vasquez, 8,700 left over per fighter. We come here, we grab ourselves some Basharat. Now we have some money, right? Now we can do a couple of things. Like if you wanted to come up here to Hong Wang, you wanted to grab Mihal, 80 watch, see what time it is. I'm very late, but I am here. Going to have to go back and watch what I missed. Yeah, Scott, what were you doing? Something productive? Better not. You ever play FanDuel DFS? I'm sorry, I actually read that and you asked before and I didn't read it out loud. Yeah, I've played FanDuel DFS. I actually like FanDuel DFS for other sports too. Like I feel like it's way softer when it comes to NFL. With MMA, I'm not totally sure, but with NFL, it's like you know a little bit. You can at least min cash pretty consistently. Who's going to win the Super Bowl? Just having fun. I think the Seahawks have a stronger unit, but I see all over that the Seahawks are apparently getting bet by everyone, so they're probably going to make that call. Is the thousands metric unit you're doing or some sort of old school betting? I don't understand. Could you explain? So you're talking about this here, this. So this is the structure that they have over at DraftKings when you're building these lineups. So these are all just this isn't actual money, right? This is just you putting pieces together. It's the same thing as like if you've ever seen one of those pictures and it'd be like build your perfect NFL lineup and you have quarterback $5, wide receiver $4, running back $3, right? That's what you're doing. So you have to stay under this 50,000 or 50,000 or under and build your lineup based on who you think is going to win or who's giving you the most value. And the reason why that's cool is because if you were like, oh, I'll just play all the favorites, well, then you're upside down and it won't let you submit the lineup. So I hope that makes sense. Yo, Kunith, how do you feel about me taking you on a date? No, rather not. Basharat a lock in at cash with the replacement. Yeah, I have gone over. I actually didn't put him in the cash game lineup that I built, but by all means. Agree, it's way softer on FanDuel. Very different scoring in MMA on both sides. How would you navigate that? See, I'm not even super familiar with the scoring on FanDuel for DFS. Like I've played it a handful of times, and I'll look and be like, oh, that's odd. I need to better acquaint myself. Gonzalez as a replacement is sad. He was getting taken down over and over by regional. Oh, I think you mean Vasquez. But yeah, he was getting taken down. I saw the clips. Heavy sharp bettors have $1 million wagers on Pat's money line. All the Joe Schmoes are on Seattle. Books would foam at the mouth for Hawks win by 3. Then it's written. Yes, you meant Vasquez. I got you. One thing I'm going to do for us, which we normally don't do in the final picks video, but we're going to do it here. We're going to look at captain mode, right? So for all of you that dismiss the prelims, although I'm the prince of the prelims and you should be paying attention, but if you want to dismiss the prelims or you get in late and you want to play a little captain mode, I'll show you how to dance. So here's what the salary looks like for the captain position. Obviously, I think the 5-round fight in the captain spot is ideal. I think you want to go with Mario Bautista there. Reason being is because you're getting that 1.5x scoring multiplier and you have the 5-round environment, which is always nice. Not always going to be the case, but I like it a lot. Another guy I would play up at that range would be like Julius Walker. The problem with doing it like this, though, 7,600 left over, 7,700 left over per fighter. You have to get pretty cheap, right? Now you can only play, most of these guys, most of your lineup's going to be built at underdogs at that point, right? So you want to play somebody like Julius Walker, Rizvan Kuniev, then you're up here at 8,100. You can't play either side, right? You can't play the other sides of those matchups. So now you're coming here to somebody like Amir Albazi. And then at 9,400, you can come up here to Donchenko and you could grab yourself some Michal Lexichuk. I'm cool with that. I don't like the idea of playing Amir Albazi though. So instead, I might swap out for like Julius Walker in the captain spot. Show you what that looks like. And now I come here and grab my Mario Bautista. I can grab my Rizvan Kuniev. Jumping around on me there. 8,300 left over per fighter. I might just stack the main event then if I don't think any of the underdogs are going to win. And there you go. You don't think any of the underdogs are going to win on the last 8 fights of the card, you could do it just like this. Well, not any of the underdogs. Any of the underdogs that aren't Julius Walker, I mean. Do any of you guys play the captain mode, though? Like, is that something that's done out in the world? I like Mario ITD, Kuniev round 2, 3 knockout. I like that too. Yeah, I'm done putting Seattle in my parlays. I already have like 600 pending wagers just on them alone. Yeah, it's a scary time. Everybody wants to bet on the Super Bowl, but you don't have to. Moreno via Behind the Woodshed. Are you talking about for the, like, a couple weeks from now? My brother lives in Seattle, and the local casino has taken out so much money on Seattle. The Pats are plus 375, and I sent him 2.5 units to put on Pats at that price. Smart man. Zig where they zag. If you're playing 10 lineups, how many would you say have Oliveira Bautista? 8. 7 to 8 out of 10, I agree. If you were to cap a line on the Jacoby Walker fight, what would you make the line? Probably right where it is. I think that Dustin Jacoby is rightfully favored. I think there's value on the underdog. I've played it, but I mainly stick to the regular DFS format. Cicada almost finished Walker. That's true. That's true. A lot of fighters almost get finished and then they win. You saw that last week. Who cares? Meat Rocket, help him. Yo, what did I miss? You missed everything. And I'm not even going to make this live out or like post this after. I'm going to delete it from the platform and you'll miss it all. Mihal KO, Donchenko KO, Bautista decision, Fareed by decision, thoughts. Ahmad, if this is a 4-legger that you're throwing my way, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Because you know what? The comments are full of people throwing out 4, 5, 6-leg parlays. And then they do it based on my prediction. One of them's wrong. And they're like, it's you, you son of a bitch. And it's, stop it. 3 legs at most, right? 3 legs. Give me 3 underdogs. I'll give you 1,000 underdogs before I let this company die. Worries me for Walker that Jacoby had a training camp for Jimmy Crute, who is similar to Walker, but just better at everything he does. I don't know if he's better at everything he does. Jimmy Crute's kind of ass. Yeah, the books are waiting for you to play that. Yeah, the books are doing the money hands, watching you type that in. Doing the Birdman hand. Not gonna blame you, mate. You're the GOAT. Yeah. Happened to the PRP full card parlays. I could bring it back. I could bring it back. Bautista by decision is horrible. Yeah, I agree. Monsters Inc. reference. That's just me talking about my life. Give me 5 favorites. Give me 5 push-ups and send them into my DM. Oliveira can't last 5 rounds. Yeah, no. No. Brother, I have curly hair. What do you put in it? Neglect? Neglect. No, I use I forgot what it's called. It's the yellow bottle at Walmart. It's like honey treasures or something. That's the shampoo and conditioner I use. It's really nice. That's the shekel. The shekels. Bautista by KO it is then. There you go. Is that a black-coated Cartier? Cartier, yeah. No, it's the James Bond Casio, actually. A beast of a watch. And the price, oh my gosh. If somebody in the chat knows where that's from, you get extra points. Early thoughts on Fluffy Strickland, value on the underdog. Who is the underdog there? Thank you, bro. My hair tends to get dry really easy. Dude, you're preaching to the goddamn choir. My hair is dry now. Strickland plus 205. Sheesh. No, I think Fluffy's going to take him behind the woodshed. PRPs were bangers. Fun little sprinkle. You're right. You're right. I should bring him back. I just don't know what platform I bring him back on, because if I post on Twitter, people are going to say that's not mine. They're going to say the kid is not my son. Also, guys, hold on. Because I'm seeing something different. For the people on Twitch, are you seeing me or are you seeing the starting soon screen? If you're seeing the starting soon screen, I'm going to lose my mind. I'll say with that logic that Walker took Cicada to a sweaty-ass decision. Everybody else beat him in the first round. Jacoby wins. I mean, they were sweaty. It did go to a decision. Walker did win every round, though. And if you ever visit London, if you do one day, I will show you around. Yeah, my brother is Chicken Connoisseur. Do you know Chicken Connoisseur? Or Gucci's not a good captain? He's gonna go the distance. $50 cool, though? What are you talking about? Seeing you? Thank you. Because on my screen, it just shows the starting soon screen. See you on Twitch. Thank you. Purple snakes. Fuck the purple snakes. Why not drop them on these live videos every Friday? I'll start doing that. That'll give people incentive to show up. That's a good idea, Scott. Oscar, you see this? Innovation, thoughtfulness, camaraderie. You? Teetering on obese. You're right, bro. Jacoby easily whoops Walker. Potentially. Watching on both, just that much of a supporter. See, that's initiative. Oscar, you're like third on the totem pole right now. Third. Beginning to believe that Oscar is not a real person. I wouldn't call him a real person. I'll be Oscar 2.0. Be Oscar 5.0. There's got to be some iterations between you and this bastard. Same, got them both open, get those views up. Appreciate you, 5. You don't see Horiguchi getting a finish? No. Don't be fooled. I know that he ran through Tagir Ulanbekov, which was really impressive, right? Really impressive. I think he caught Tagir Ulanbekov by surprise. I thought Tagir and this camp was like, this old little Japanese man. We're going to take him down, hold him down easy money. And then he showed up and it was not easy. And the speed threw him off. But Amir Albazi's, he's actually very frustrating because Amir Albazi is better than like 99% of the guys that compete in the sport at that size, but he's just boring as hell to watch, and he's not going to be anybody that's really like able to contend for a title. I've got some Cantu in the other room. Got some black people in chat. I like that. Oscar is 86th. Yeah. Like the Mahi-Mahi. I feel like this card is kind of hard to bet. Kinda. A little bit. Amir Albazi will win, by the way. Whoa. I hope. That's where it's coming from. That hope speak. It's the hope talking. All right. It appears we've lost a little bit of steam, which is perfect. It's actually perfect that we lost a little bit of steam because now we can get into doing the giveaway over on Twitch. So if you see the pinned message there, wait, people want Albazi to win? I'm sure his family does. If you see the pinned message on YouTube, the pinned comment, it's going to have a link to get over to Twitch where we're going to start running the giveaway in a couple of minutes here. I'm giving away $25 each, free to enter. We run it. It's kind of exciting. Everybody gets all hyped. I know last time one of the winners said they turned it into like $180 over the weekend. That's nice. That's really nice. Tell Oscar to wake up. $1 million deals on the line. Dude, The flip phone. Gucci is clearly overpriced. Yeah, I would totally agree. Changing picks? No. Changing platforms, though. Changing platforms. I'm about to shut the YouTube stream down. We're going to kick it on Twitch for a little bit and run the giveaway. Like 10, 15 minutes, maybe. Johnny John Bones, thank you for following on Twitch. Thank you. Napster, thank you for following over on Twitch, my friend. I'm going to put it in the comments just so you guys can click and make your way over. And then we'll start running the giveaway in a couple of minutes here. Goodbye, arms are big. Have a good night. Thank you, McPooperton, for the update. Appreciate that. Who's the highest owned fighter outside of the main event? I can tell you that. I have access to the tools, which are on WeWantPicks.com for $10 a month. You want to know that question without me having to answer it? You can find that info, but I'll tell you. This one's on the house. This one's for free. Highest owned fighter on the slate by far is Javid Basharat. By far. And then you have the two fighters in the main event, and then Daniil Danchenko. Probably not supposed to say that for those that aren't behind the paywall, but I'm a man of the people. Or at least I will be this time. Who's in the giveaway? I'm going to be running the giveaway. Anybody can enter. It's completely free. I'll walk you through how to enter. It takes like no time at all. Am I twitching properly? I don't know. Can you hold a glass of water without spilling any? Because if not, then you're not. I guess Danchenko minus 500. No, Javid Basharat. I do what I can do. There you go. Yeah, forgot about Basharat. Of course. Michal definitely is. No, Michal is not. He's close, but no. I think he's like 5th as far as our projections look at it. Explain it to us, Unc. Explain it. I'll explain it. Is it M Saf or is it Masaf? Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. 2 more minutes or so, and then I'm going to shut down the YouTube, and then we'll go over to Twitch, and we'll do the giveaway. MSAF. MSAF? Is it like a long A or a sharp A? Saf? Thanks, bro. Happy to be here. Us unks. Oh, explain it to us unks. I thought you were calling me unks. Sharp A. Okay, gotcha. Can you make a cycle parlay live? Oh, let's look. Lines here. We'll do a cycle. We'll look at a little cycle. How do you manage profit boosts on betting apps? Long shot parlays are another strategy. I think you take small shots on long shots and take advantage of the parlay boost. List for League, thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. Morono price parlay? You're not doing that. I don't believe you. I don't believe you for a second. I'm gonna give you the cycle, and then we're gonna shut down the YouTube stream. Okay, yeah, a lot of you have started to make your way over. Appreciate that. I'm giving you the cycle though. Don't miss the cycle. It's gonna come at you fast, right? Because we need a decision, we need a knockout, and we need a sub. Where are we gonna get our? You know what? You know what we're gonna do? I've got it. So the cycle is as follows: Kyoji Horiguchi by decision, Kong Wang by knockout, Javid Basharat by submission. You're looking at plus 803. Thank me later. All right, shutting down the YouTube stream. For all of you that are still here, you can go ahead and hit this link It'll take you over to Twitch, where we're going to be chilling for a little while longer. We're going to take the we're going to do the giveaway as well, so you can take some of Oscar's money. What's up, Kunith? You coming to the UFC Houston fights? Would love to meet you, bro. If I do come to Houston, you got some barbecue on deck or what? Terexto. Terek talk? I'm going to get that one. Hold on. Get that one. All right, YouTube, I appreciate your time. You guys have been more than generous with your time and attention and likes and engagement. I appreciate it. I'm going to go over to Twitch now. Goodbye. See ya. Right. Now that the riffraff is out of here.